What's up, you guys? Nathan Bell here, doing another DC Comics Multiverse review on the Reverse Flash from the Flash TV series. Picked this guy up at Walmart. They also had Batman. They didn't have the Joker or the Superman, so that doesn't really bother me at all. I was only looking out for this guy. I actually was going to try to hold out for the DC collectibles, but I'm a big fan of this character, so I decided to pick it up anyways. Now, before we get him opened up, let's take a quick look at the packaging that he came in. So you got the big window with the figure on the inside displaying the Justice Buster pieces, which I'll get into later. You got a pretty cool image of the Reverse Flash from the TV show. And on the side, it just says, it's got the Flash logo, and then on the other side, it's got the same picture that was on the front of the box with a quick little bio on Eobard Thawne there. Base of operations, Central City, motivation, stranded in the 21st century, trying to regain connection to the Speed Force. And in the back, you just have, pictures of the figures to build the Justice Buster. So you got Batman, the Joker, the Arrow, Superman, the Flash, and the Reverse Flash. So let's get him out of his plastic prison to take a closer look. Here is the Reverse Flash out of his packaging. Now, before we get into the figure, let's just take a quick look at the Build-A-Figure pieces that he came with. Reverse Flash comes with the upper chest and then the abdomen for the Justice Buster. And, yeah, man, not really much to talk about with these. There's no really color variations in there. It's just kind of that grayish, it's a little shiny plastic. It's not awful, but it's definitely not the greatest. And then you got the abdomen area. You got some grays, some blacks. It's kind of got like that marbling effect, I guess you could say. Got some details in the back, some scuffs and stuff, but nothing that's like, oh wow, man, that's beat up. But it just looks like they didn't mean to do some of this stuff in there. Say like a ball or something got caught in there, and then it just ended up, in the indent of the chest there. But it's not too bad. I believe it just connects just like that. So boom. I probably won't collect any of the other figures. Like I said, I only really like the Reverse Flash from the TV show. I like Arrow too, but I just am not big into the DC Multiverse figures. I don't like the articulation. The sculpt work is kind of but this isn't too bad. I mean, if you do like the Justice Buster, I think this is going to be a pretty big figure, so I recommend going out and getting all the figures to build this bad boy. Now let's get into the Reverse Flash. And I think DC Collectibles did an okay job with this. That diaper, man. Doesn't it look like he's wearing like a diaper or something? Like, he's wearing like a male adult diaper. He's got to be on the move, so he can't really stop and go to the bathroom, I guess. Look at that thing, man. I'm just not a fan of that at all. I really like, like the blackish brown wash over the yellow. I think that looks really good. I understand that, in the TV show it's not really up here at all, but I wish they just would have added like a tin or something, because you can see like his veins right there, which I'm glad that they added those in. I think that looks awesome. I think that looks badass, but you just can't even really see them because they're the same, color as the chest. They would have just added some black around them. I think that would have made it really pop. The logo's clean though. The paint's awesome. The sculpt work is great, and the head sculpt, I don't think that looks like the actor that plays the Reverse Flash, but it doesn't really bother me that much because it doesn't really look like him when he's in the under the mask anyway. So I'm glad that they gave him the white eyes with the red around him. I know that the early photos of the DC Collectibles version, he had the pupils and stuff. Nobody wants that. But then the Season 1 box set there, they actually added a figure in there with the red eyes, and it looked badass. That's the one that I end up wanting to get, but I just saw this guy and said, what the hell, I might as well pick him up and do a quick review. You can see the logo on the side there. It came out pretty clean. The paint looks good. Not really a whole lot of bleeding on the yellow. And the other side, the same. That one's a little sloppy, but it's not too bad. You can see how it's got like the bolts going down his head for, let me fix my lighting. See the little lines right there on his forehead. That looks pretty cool. The flesh tone's okay. The lips and the skin tone are the exact same thing, so you can't really tell the difference. The nose is okay. The suit is probably definitely the highlight. There's a lot of sculpt work in there. I think DC Collectibles did a good job with that. Like, that's just not flat. You can hear me scratching the surface there, so that's definitely, a high point of this figure. Got some dots right there for the shoulder pads. Same thing with the arms. It's not just all flat. I like that wash in there. I just think that looks great. He's even got the ring, man. I actually didn't even notice that until now. That looks badass. Way to go, DC Collectibles. You got the cool, lightning line going up with the red. The belt is cool. Everything's painted pretty well on this figure, man. That's definitely the highlight of the DC Collectibles for the Multiverse figures, is that they're painted very good. And, you see some Marvel Legends that the paintwork is just sloppy, and it's not just one or two. It's, probably every, retail figure that has came out in the last, 2 or 3 years. So that's a little bit of a bummer on Marvel's part, but like I said, those are just gripes of mine, but you have to expect that from like a mass-produced figure at retail. You got your boots, the shoes look cool, you got some red action going on there, some nice sculpt work right there on the shin there. On the back, he's got some shit on his ass, you know, from his diaper. He's got peg holes at the bottom of his feet with that prison number sign there. Those ugly ass knee joints. What are you going to do though? Other than that, man, I don't know. Like I said, I can't wait for the other version to come out because I think it's just going to be a lot better. Just look at that brand on his butt cheeks, man. That's just not cool at all. But I mean, you're not gonna pose them like that anyways, you know. So I guess it's not too big of a deal. I really like the logo. I think that came out great. This hand is just black. You got some sculpted work in there. That's not all flat. But the highlight is the ring. I like that a lot, man. It's kind of that gold color. If they didn't have like the lightning bolt logo on it, which isn't a big deal, they probably couldn't fit it. So that's just like a minor gripe. Other than that, man, I think it turned out okay. I mean, if you like the Reverse Flash, I recommend picking it up. But if you're not like this isn't the best figure in the world, man. And I feel like a lot of the DC Multiverse figures aren't. So I would recommend it, but then I wouldn't recommend it. If you're that big of a Reverse Flash fan, then I recommend going out and picking this guy up. Let's get into some quick articulation. So his head cannot really look up, and it can barely move down. It can turn side to side. It does have a tiny bit of a pivot. His arm can go up about that much. It can move forward. It has a single jointed elbow that's also on a swivel. His wrist can swivel, but there is no hinge. He does have a waist swivel with no ab crunch. His leg can kick up about that far. It can go back a tiny bit. He can do the full splits. Look at that, man. That's just not human, you know. It's just not human. He has a lower thigh swivel. He has a single jointed knee. His foot can go up about that far, and it can go back about that, and there is no ankle pivot. Figure comparison time. Here's the Reverse Flash next to Superman, and Superman might be a bit taller because of his Rico Suave haircut. And here he is next to Armored Batman, and Armored Batman just towers over him as he should. That's my review, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, please hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.